That's first ritual and already 1.5k tribute. That's correct setup of the tablets of Atlas and strategy. Hail Kingdom! It's me Spot with a new farming strategy. After just a little bit of farming, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So let's start with our Waystone setup. First of all, to make the strategy work, you want to run highest tier Waystones possible. Therefore, we will go for tier 15s, but I don't have tier 15s which is empty right now, so I will show process on this basic Waystone. You start as always with Orb of Alchemy and then dropping 2 Exalted Orbs on top. So it's pretty easy and straightforward. And now we need to check what we rolled. We are mostly interested in implicit modifiers. The best modifiers for this strategy is monster pack size and magic monsters. To quickly search your box with Waystones, I will leave regex in a pinned comment, and it will highlight every Waystone that will be viable for this strategy. Honestly, it doesn't matter too much, so you can actually play whatever you wish, but again, more monsters and better pack size will be better. That's why upgrading your Waystones with extra omens is also nice. And coolest part, we're not hunting for rarity, which is pretty costly right now, 40 exalts per omen. Instead, quantity or chaotic monsters will work. Yeah, even rare monsters will work for the strategy, but quantity is better. So if you want to fully invest in a strategy, use chaotic quantity, chaos orb, and reroll everything for more magic monsters and pack size. When your Waystones are ready, it's time to prepare your tablets. And this strategy will be split in 2 parts. First part is fishing, and then we're pooling. So while we're fishing, our main goal is to get insane amount of good omens from ritual. Therefore, our tablets that we're looking for is ritual precursor tablets. One of the most important suffixes that we can get is ritual monsters will grant us more tribute, but also differing favors will cost less tribute. It's also a very nice one. Then we want to have irradiated tablet, because irradiation will upgrade level of our area, and we want to play in area level 79, level 80. Again, level 80 is preferable because higher level will give us higher chance of better omens. For irradiated tablet, we want to have more magic monsters, magic pack size, or just more rare monsters. It's also pretty good mod for this strategy. Now, for the last tablet for the strategy, we want to use one of these two. There's an option to use basic ritual tablet with increased chance to contain omens. Here's the problem. Yes, you will have high chance to contain omens, but there is omens like Omen of Whittling that costs around 300 Exalted Orbs, and there is omens like Omen of Refreshment, which is 10 Exalted Orbs. Not bad, but also Omen of Bartering, or even Omen of Gambling, which is not even Exalted Orb. In my experience, around 1000 maps, more or less, like around 1000 maps, I haven't saw any benefit of additional omens on the map. It's still random and you're still just waiting for good omen. That's why in this strategy I like to switch last ritual tablet for breach tablet. Since if you're going only for ritual, all we can fish for is ritual currency. And right now ritual currency goes 2 petition splinters for 1 exalted orb. But if you add breach, you can get breach splinters 1 for 1. At the same time, breach can drop a little bit of different catalysts, and they can cost a little bit. Well, we're kinda ready to start farming our first part of the strategy, but let's not forget, we need to set up Atlas correctly. That's our breach 3. First of all, we want to have tempting offers. It will give you ability to reroll offers 1 additional time, and also they will cost less. Also, you want left branch. That will give you ability to defer your ritual offers with a 50% discount. Technically, if you just beated ritual boss number 1, you can start using this strategy, you just need these 2 branches. However, to actually make it work, you need all 8 points. And you want to have points over here for increased chance to contain omens. And also you want points over here to always have 4 rituals. Because whenever you got 3 rituals, your sometime will be left without ability to reroll once additional time, since you won't have enough points on some maps. Okay, that's ritual for our first part of the strategy. Then for breach, if you're adding breach, you want to play like this. It will be basically chance to get additional breaches and also chance to get full stack of breach catalysts. It's super good. Also, you want to increase quantity of breach splinters dropped by breach monsters, and then you want to increase monster density. If you're having any troubles with breaches and you want to get slower approach to them. Instead, this monster density, you can pick right branch. It will make breaches open and close slower. This will give you more time to roam around and clear more monsters. So if your build is not very fast, it will give you basically the same benefits of this monster density. My build is okay, it's pretty fast, and I'm using this node. Now, basic Atlas setup. Yeah, it's pretty weird, but it's pretty obvious. So, to get more points in Ritual, we want to have more monsters. Therefore, we need these magic monsters and we need this magic pack size. At the same time, increasing number of rare monsters also helps. And one additional rare monster is duplicated is optional stuff. You can have it, you can completely ignore it. Basically, this bottom left branch will give us a lot more monsters, therefore a lot more points in rituals. Then bottom right part gives us a rarity, gives us quantity of items and bonuses to explicit modifiers on your waystones. It increases power of our enemies, therefore we will get better drops. And as far as I know, rarity does not affect rituals, so we're not taking rarity over here. And then we're increasing power of our explicit waystone modifiers. Here's the cool part. Technically, to run the strategy, you don't need to use this node. This node will make your map a lot harder, and it will increase your overall drops. So what you get from the ground. So this is not needed for our strategy. But we want to take these explicit modifiers to get over here to increase pack size. This actually helps to increase pack size and get more points from ritual. This point over here is optional. Again, if you can handle it, it's nice, it will improve your drop quality and you will have a lot better drops. But if you can't handle it, just ignore it. And then we're going on top and basically we're picking all bonuses to precursor tablets. We want to make them as powerful as possible. Therefore, we will get better chances to have double effect, and this double effect will actually make things pretty crazy. So, we're finishing with this monster pack size and explicit modifiers on waystones. Again, explicit modifiers is optional, you can basically respec all explicit modifiers and invest them into rarity and invest them into pack size and pack size over here. And you know what, I actually will do exactly this. And now we can just run any map, strategy is ready. I will load tablets with a bridge and let's go. Gameplay is pretty simple and most important part is how we use our differing points, or how they called tribute points in ritual. As you can see, pack size is pretty big, and here's important part. We approached ritual and take a look over here. So that's a ritual circle. Monsters that is inside and outside and even a little bit more outside of the circle is monsters that is tied to ritual in most cases. Whenever you destroy them, you will see these blood pills that go right into a ritual altar. You don't need to wait until monsters go inside, you don't need to do any shenanigans, just whenever you see a circle, go around and clear monsters. Let's say in this circle there is like 1, 2, maybe like 3, and that's not nice guys, it's monsters. As you can see, they are pretty angry, and if there is just 3 monsters, then you should be angry too. Destroy these guys, but don't play ritual. I guess green is a bad color for this. Don't play this ritual. You want to skip it, and instead play next area if there is more monsters. However, I like this ritual, so we will play it, because again, I'm using correct waystones, I'm using correct tablets and correct Atlas setup. So as you can see, we got loads of monsters, insane pack size, and it's just crazy how many monsters is on the screen right now. So another cool option is to actually, instead of breach, play Delirium. So Delirium, if there's any Delirium mirrors, Delirium monsters nearby this ritual will be also respawned in ritual. It also helps, but with my setup and correct strategy that I'm showing right now, I'm really curious to see how much tribute we can gain. So this altar looks like a pretty cheap altar. There's not a lot of monsters was inside, therefore I will start with the first one. Basically, we touch this altar and it starts summoning monsters, and there will be a bunch of debuffs. So that's first ritual and already 1.5k tribute. That's correct setup of the tablets of Atlas and strategy. Now these guys will actually be respawned on the next ritual. So therefore from this ritual we will get even more. Probably like we will stop around 3.2, 3.3k. Yeah, it's 3.6 actually. Crazy. What I like about this strategy right now, it does not require you to have insane amount of power, like for example going for ORBS. Some builds, especially melee builds versus ORBS, is just a pain, but rituals is so good for any melee build, since monsters just coming for you and that's it. So altar number 3, it's really important because altar number 3 is the main altar where you will see all contents of ritual. Before there's a bunch of contents which is completely locked, but now they will be revealed. That's when you can start buying and doing some stuff. If you wish, you can defer items even before, and I will explain why and when to do it. But I'm feeling good right now, so we can just go for the next ritual quickly. And here we go, 8k tribute. And we're not min-maxing on tribute, by the way. So what I'm doing right now, I'm basically deferring every item. Deferring is almost free, and that's basically what you want to do on the first reroll. Whenever you defer items, you will pay a little bit, and next time it will have discount. So I'm paying 17, but discount will be 69. So next time we're basically winning loads of tribute, and that's what we want to do. Let's reroll, and let's see what we got. We got a bunch of chaotic quantity omens, again deferring everything that is omens and these branches. And last reroll, you're getting the shop, and basically from this shop we buying everything we can, depending on how much tribute you actually gained. So we got a little bit of exalted orbs, a little bit of omens, and technically we bought everything. Now just finish the boss and go for the next one. Of course I have extra bridge on this map, so I'll play bridge. And that's what we get from the map, from this exact strategy. So it's a little bit of petition splinters, which will go for 15 exalted orbs. Right now, one divine is 180 exalted orbs. So we get 10% of divine. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, so we get 50 exalted orbs. One chaotic omen, these guys, so it's 100 already. And as you can see, there is really like no reason to actually play these extra omens. Yeah, we will have extra omens, but they probably will be bad. Instead, I played bridge and got 16 splinters. I got these catalysts and these catalysts. So technically, one divine per map, and that's how you can fully optimize strategy. So if you get this, note on your atlas, powerful map bosses plus 1 level area, then whenever you play maps like this with powerful map bosses, instead of using irradiated tablet, we using bridge tablet with increased chance to be omens. So whenever we get this monster level 80 over here, then we can use double ritual tablet. Now let's see how much it will take to complete one map. There's loads of monsters, and adding bridge is actually not making stuff faster in most cases. So I will start with this one. That's the second ritual. And as you can see, from first one we got a lot less tribute than before, because on previous maps there was a lot more monsters. Not this time though. But strategy will work the same. Basically, you just defer everything you like. Mostly we're focusing on omens and splinters. And here we go. Ritual number 3. Let's see. We got lucky, we got these bonuses, and with all our setup, ritual favors in area have 226% chance increased chance to be omens. Let's see how many omens we got from the first reroll. 1. Let's see how much we'll find on the second one. And it's technically 2, but again, bartering is just like 4 exalted orbs. Oh my goodness, why so bad? Make sure to check how much it costs to defer item, and if it's 0, of course just defer everything. And you want to defer all the time, but as I told you on the last altar, you want to start buying. And don't worry if you don't have enough tribute to defer your items. Your items will disappear from the shop only if they got a red border, and this golden border means they are pretty safe right now. And I guess it's pretty obvious now why I really prefer having extra bridge instead of double ritual tablets, if we don't have this +1 level to area. By the way, complete min-maxing strategy will involve first of all unlocking all 4 rituals and then deciding where you want to start. Because in this last ritual we found Rogue Exile, and Rogue Exiles also will be revived, and also they will give a lot of tribute after we defeat them for second time. So let's see, will he appear? Come on, somewhere here. Yeah, he's done. A lot of tribute, so setup works pretty nicely. Let's see splinters. Now I will just run this part of strategy and we'll see where we land. And I forgot if I mentioned it, but for me it takes around 5 minutes to complete map like this. So technically we can do 10 maps in an hour. Biggest problem you may face is basically no gains. Yeah, no crazy gains initially, but this strategy will give you insane returns, but you need just to give it a little bit of time. Again, we're basically fishing right now. We're waiting until we will find the stuff that we will need in this ritual. Funniest part, sometimes it takes like 10 maps, sometimes it takes just one map, sometimes it takes 20 maps, but sometimes in 20 maps you will eventually start seeing things that we are looking for, and it's totally possible to actually find like multiple omens that we're looking for in one single altar. And finally we got it. So that's what was I looking for. Omen of Dextral Crystallization. Technically not exactly this omen. This one is pretty cheap. It costs 4k tribute to get it, and with my strategy, as you can see, you can easily get it in one single play. And this one costs around 1 Divine Orb. So funny part about my initial strategy of fishing, with the right setup, we're getting on some maps like this 7k tribute with already 2 rerolls used. So now I can basically just buy this Dextral Crystallization and continue same strategy. One little tip to improve your chances for better omens, but it's not needed, you can find them even without this stuff, is to play on maps with +1 level. Basically cleansed and corrupted areas will have this bonus sometime, +1 to monster level. You can combine it with +1 level from your precursor tablet, and also you can play tier 16 maps on them. This way you will play area level 82. Again, it's pretty rare, it's not guaranteed, but it definitely improves your loot table and you should get a lot better rolls in your ritual. Okay, let's see if we will find anything cool in our last ritual. And it looks like we don't right now. Still, deferring is even not needed right now. Most of the costs are down to almost nothing. Last roll, and in last roll we got it, That's what I'm talking about. So this strategy gives you again better chances for these omens, and right now in this run we don't have this 4k tribute. Therefore we will defer Omen of Sinistral Crystallization that costs 75 Exalted Orbs, and Omen of Whittling that goes for 300 Exalted Orbs. Now I'm just buying everything that is left over here, deferring a little bit of extra stuff. Actually, we will buy it later, since there's one more ritual left. And we transition into the second stage of our strategy. Before we switch into second strategy though, let's count our profits right now. So, it's only ritual and breach drops. And by following the strategy, we got 12, 65, 80, 190, 220, then in splinters it's 350, 370, 400, 420, and 550 Exalted Orbs, only from ritual, adding breach. And that's why I like to add breach. Again, in ritual, if you're just focusing only on ritual, you will probably miss a little bit of drops like this. So it's 600 already, it's 650 and 700, 820 Exalted Orbs. Now, inflation is so crazy, but it's easy to count. So basically we get around 4 divines in 1 hour by following this strategy. You can get better results if you're more lucky, but it's already okay. Now we're switching into our second strategy. And for Waystones, it's exactly the same stuff. You're going with monster pack size, with more magic monsters, more rare monsters. And there's actually 2 ways how you can continue. First of all, you may continue basically as we did before. So strategy number 1 still works. Cool part about strategy number 1 that Waystones, tablets and everything else is basically free. So you don't need anything crazy. It's easy to find if you need to buy some, and you probably should have them already. But now we already hooked our fish, we hooked our omens, and we want to get them as quickly as possible in our hands. And to do it, we want to reroll as much as possible. So to reroll, we can use Ritual Precursor Tablets Freedom of Faith. It's a unique tablet and it will give you ability to reroll twice as many times. So right now we got 2 rerolls and we will have 4 rerolls. As a downside, we will have increased cost of favors. It's not a big deal though, because we can negotiate this downside with correct Ritual Precursor Tablets. And what we're looking for is rerolling favors at rituals will cost less. So doubling down on this tablet is really great because it can make your rerolls basically free. Tablets like this can start from 30 exalted orbs. So this strategy, if you want to invest in it, is not really cheap. And if you want to completely max out on this strategy, it's really not cheap. So best possible tablet for us is actually this tablet that gives you ability to reroll favors from 1 to 3 additional times. Just imagine this. We can already reroll 2 times. We will add 2 more, so it's 4, and we will double it with this precursor tablet. So it's actually 8. And also we have chance to improve quality of these tablets with our Atlas passive skill tree, and we will be able to reroll like 12, 15 times. But here's the downside. This tablet costs a lot. It just starts from 5 Divine Orbs right now. And I definitely don't recommend you buying this tablet for 5 Divine Orbs, because technically you're just trying to pull out something worth 5 Divine Orbs, and you will just pull out it more quickly. But if you get this tablet, it's nice to keep it for times like this. If you want to buy it, however, be careful, because there is common scam right now on the market. People tries to sell this tablet for like 1 Divine Orb like this, and it may look extremely nicely, but in reality it's awful because this tablet will have 1 remaining use. Yeah, it's common scam and you can get scammed pretty easily. Make sure to check users remaining and make sure to buy only nice and full tablets if you want to. If you're going with this tablet, it's very nice if you combine it with rerolling favors cost less. Again, it's super important because rerolls will eat most of your tribute. And if you got extra tribute, for example, this tablet right now got extra rerolls, but also monsters will give us better tribute gain, so it's really good one. And at the same time, this one will give us lower reroll cost and also increased chance to be magic for monsters. Magic monsters will give better tribute. If you don't want to invest in this or you don't have tablet like this, you can just use anything that will give you better tribute per monster or will lower deferring cost. Since loads of monsters actually respawn in the ritual, it's nice to run this strategy when you're hooking your fish on maps with extra packs of cleansed monsters, or even you can combine it with basic precursor tablet that will have more magic monsters or more pack size. Also, if till now you ran Atlas setup without pack size and with loads of explicit modifiers, instead you want to fully spec into pack size. You can even remove some explicit modifiers and get as much pack size as possible on your map. Gameplay wise, everything is the same. Basically, we're going in, we're clearing monsters, we're picking the best ritual we probably could, and we're trying to fish for our omens. I don't like amount of monsters on my first ritual, therefore I'm going for the next one, and we'll see if we can get more monsters on the next one. I hope we do. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a lot more rare monsters on this one. Let's see. So we got our Sinistral Crystallization and we got 8 rerolls. Again, if you're lucky, you can get like 12 right now, if Precursor Tablet improvement will trigger on Atlas passive skill tree. And that's why having these rerolls is so important. And also having ability to defer items pretty cheaply. Defers of these items can cost a lot, but right now it's just 400 tribute, and now we need to play smart. Therefore, I'm definitely deferring it whenever I see it. And honestly, you can completely skip petition splinters when you're doing this stuff and just reroll. Look, with correct setup, reroll will cost 400 tribute. If we're lucky, it will be even less. And now another omen, Omen of Whittling. And again, that's why it's so important to have loads of rerolls. So normally, these omens, which are pretty rare omens, won't appear every reroll, unlike other items. And you need to actually roll a lot to find them again. Just imagine we got only 2 rerolls on this map right now. So I'm deferring this omen right now, rerolling once again, and I will take this chaotic omen anyway, and we can defer it once again. So if it was normal map, I will be out of defers, out of rerolls, and basically that's it. But I got 6 more rerolls, therefore I'm rerolling once again, I'm deferring it once again, deferring this once again, rerolling once again, and we get 1 more omen. It's just 10 exalted orbs, definitely not worth it, because it will cost 292 tribute to reroll and to defer, sorry. And definitely we don't want to do it. We want to defer Sinistral Crystallization again, lower its cost, and again lower it cost. And now we will try to find last ritual altar. And last one. So let's see how much tribute we can gain. I hope around like 1.5k. Yeah, we're definitely close. 1.7. Really good, really good. And let's see. We just used 4 rerolls. We're using one more reroll and deferring it again. One more reroll and deferring it again. So that's the second one. And one more reroll is not possible because this reroll will cost all my tribute and I won't be able to defer it again. Take a look over here. Omen of Whittling right now is 2k tribute, and let's take a look on this omen on our next map. So again, we got two omens, and as you can see, one of them is 2.1k, so it hasn't changed. Again, in my experience, sometimes it gets back to previous price range, so it's really nice to just defer it as much as possible. And again, we're not lucky this time, we can't reroll for 0 tribute, but it doesn't matter. This strategy does not rely on any luck. It's pretty calculated. Here's a little trick, by the way. If you see yourself in a bad situation where you probably will die like in a second, you can actually open a ritual menu and you can defer all items, you can buy all items before you actually die. It's like very important, big part of your success. Since it's better to defer than not to defer, especially if you're running high-cost tablets like me right now. So let's see what we will have. Reroll once again, and we will lose these branches if I won't defer them right now. So we can afford to lose them. What we can not afford is to lose Omen of Sinistral Crystallization, and I'm deferring it again. And rerolling again. One more ritual and we will be able to defer it again. So technically this combination that I'm running right now gives me ability to summarize 4 maps worth of rerolls into one single map. Yeah, definitely I will get them on the 3rd map, because look, right now I'm deferring this Whittling and it will cost around 1k right on the next map. And here's the fun part. Instead of running this strategy again with loads of rerolls, and again, don't forget this tablet cost 5 Divine Orbs at minimum, so technically 2 maps cost 1 Divine Orb to run, you can switch back to the first strategy, since right now we just need loads and loads of tribute. Or you can mix and match these tablets as much as you wish. Basically, you can switch tablets that costs a lot, play another tablet that gives you more tribute, one more, and legendary tablet just to get a little bit more rerolls. Legendary tablet is not that rare and you can get it for just for 10 exalted orbs. Oh, I really like this ritual. So I got 2 options. I can defer it or I can buy it instantly. Since I'm not running high cost tablet, I can defer it once, because we still are running legendary tablet that gives extra rerolls, and again, it's smarter way to play with more rerolls right now. Tribute, so we will reroll once, and now as you can see we can buy both omens at the same time. Yes. Now you probably have a question. Can you just play high cost strategy with high cost tablets with 4 rerolls or even more? Well, technically yes, it's also a possibility. It's pretty normal if you just play this strategy, for example, with legendary tablet, to have 4 rerolls constantly, and for example with double ritual tablet. So you're always getting better defer costs, getting more tribute, and you can afford this 4 rerolls constantly. Why I don't like it? Well, again, it's based on luck, and even if you have loads of rerolls, sometimes you won't find anything in 10 maps, and you will reroll a lot, you will defer a lot of stuff, but at the same time you could get like a little bit of breach currency, a little bit of breach items, or delirium again if you like delirium. You can combine it even like with any other activity, even expedition. Now let's check. Basically with 0 investment, almost with 0 investment, in just 1 hour and 10 minutes, we played 12 maps total, we got 7 Divine Orbs, and of course I dropped a little bit more. And this is pretty standard. Your runs can be even luckier and you can get even more and better results. I hope you enjoyed the video and you will like the strategy, but if you think your character is not ready for the strategy, I got easier beginner-friendly strategy that will work almost like that, and you will see it in the video right now on the screen.